So why did Catholic Charities build the House of Charity where it is now? And why did they build their 4 50-unit housing properties right next door? And why is this all right in the gateway or welcome corridor of Spokane on I-90? Wouldn't it have been better to separate those?
You know, luckily I've been here for so long that I can give you a firsthand account of why the answer to that question. The House of Charity was the first project I worked on when I got hired in February of 2000. And that site was given to us by the city of Spokane. They said, this is where we want you to build the House of Charity. We didn't pick it. They said, this is the only place we're gonna let you pick it. And they actually picked that site because it was completely contaminated by the railroad. And it was gonna cost hundreds of thousands of dollars, which 24 years ago was a lot of money, to clean that up. And they figured, well, Catholic Charities will never spend that kind of money to clean up that land. They'll never build it there. Donna Hansen, the previous director, she said, well, I'll absolutely raise that money and clean that property. And so we built it right where the city asked us to build it. At the time, that neighborhood was almost completely run down and abandoned. It was not the gateway of Spokane, as they call it today. It was one of the worst parts of town, and most of the buildings were shuttered up or the lots were empty. That has now since become the University District. But the reality is we built the House of Charity because the city told us to build us there, and then we started building this housing. And we said to the city again, where should we build this? And they said, we think you should build it right next door to the House of Charity because that's where the services are and the meals are and that's where their community is. So we built the first one there, and then we built 3 more because at the time, that's where everyone said we ought to build it close to where our services are. In hindsight, we could have spread it out. We could have moved it to more remote sites and put it in different neighborhoods. And since then, we have started doing that. But back when you have to keep in mind that the first housing project we built next to the House of Charity was the first of its kind in the state of Washington. The idea of building an apartment complex for a homeless person and giving them keys to that apartment. And I can remember the chief of police and the mayor back then saying, don't you dare do this, Rob. You're gonna have homicides and suicides and terrible things. And so we said to the city, hey, let's build one, Father Bachhaven, right next door to House of Charity, 2012, we built it. And if it's a disaster, we won't build anymore. And we built Father Bachhaven, and guess what happened? It went great. We didn't have any problems. We still have not had problems at Father Bachhaven, for the most part. And so the city, after about a year, said, oh my God, hey Rob, how many of these can you build and how fast? And so we did. Now, here we are, fast forward 10, 12 years later, and everyone's saying, well, why'd you build them all there? Oh my God, it's too much density in that 1 block radius. That's where we were asked to build them. It's where we were told to build them. And it was the best practice at the time to build them there.